Welcome to your Joyful Life Podcast, episode 21, Turn Towards the Sun. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is your Joyful Life Podcast, episode 21.
21.
I am Evan. This is Mike.
Howdy.
Mike has no idea what we're going to talk about right now.
Not a clue. I'm ready, though.
Perfect. So I joined an online forum a week or two ago.
Cult? What?
And not yet. It's very nice because it is private. So there's about 20,000 members right now, but everybody's human. So they encourage first and last name usage. There's no bots. It's decently moderated and very wholesome conversations. Very nice. So I don't spend a lot of time on other ones because who knows who you're talking to? None of it's real. It's all AI nonsense. This is pretty legit. And I got into an interesting conversation. Somebody had originally posted a comment asking, I think the thread was like, do you believe in the Four Noble Truths of Buddhism?
Right.
And it just turned into this whole conversation. And as a part of that, me and this one other guy, who I don't know from anywhere other than this forum, we're having a big back and forth between, he seems to be very well, basically a scholar of Buddhism. So he's talking about all the different schools and types of schools. And we ended up having a long back and forth. And the thing that came up for me that I want to talk about today is there are a lot of different schools of thought in Buddhism. We're not going to like tease them apart because I know you don't know anything about them, and I know slightly more, but not very much either. At least from a sort of scholarly academic. But
I'll carry on, sir. Yeah.
So was it too far? Was that?
That's all good.
Do you have a secret background that hasn't?
No.
So there are some Buddhist schools. We were talking about Zen in our last episode, right? So there's Zen, which is basically just the project is the mind and concentrated meditation. There are schools of Buddhism that are more sort of religious oriented, where there are various deities and then the different practices and instructions and styles of meditation, everything.
Right.
And I think even outside of you can include other religions as well, other systems of, we've talked about Sid Banks. There are all sorts of schools of thought and schools of practice and styles and everything. Mm-hmm. If there was one that was capital T true, it probably, my sense is it would have sort of revealed itself, right? If there was like one religion or one idea, yeah. Like, everyone looking for enlightenment, 100% of the people that do this get to wherever the story is that you're going, and everyone else seems to be struggling.
Right.
That would be very obvious.
Okay.
Presumably.
Okay.
And so what I was sort of thinking of was there is something about subscribing to a certain set of parameters or stories or whatever you want to call it, and leaning into that, like people that are, people follow Jesus or whoever. That
Flying spaghetti monster.
Flying spaghetti monster. That mosquito. There's a mosquito in our.
It's right there.
It's right here. Just a minute, everyone.
I think you got it. Maybe not.
We'll find out.
Yeah, it's just mocking you with its buddies.
Yeah.
All right. Capital T truth.
Yeah, so it feels like there isn't a capital T truth, because if there were and we discovered it, then everyone would follow it. There are people in every one of these schools or whatever you want to call them, disciplines, that go all the way. Push back if you don't agree with the premise. But
no, keep going.
So what it was pointing out at, so this guy that I was having a back and forth with, he wasn't saying one is better than the other, although he has his sort of preferences and what he's uncovering. What I was trying to say was, I don't think either it's the meaning we give to the thing that makes it effective for us, or it's all just stories and maybe there's a more fundamental truth that negates the importance of all of it. Or maybe a third option I haven't come up with. So it's what I wanted to get your sort of thought on, if this is, and I realize this is maybe not nailed down as much as I want it to be. Like,
That's right.
what does it mean that there are different paths up the mountain? If they all go up the mountain eventually or have the potential to, what does that mean about what they are saying? And what does it mean at a more sort of fundamental level about what, quote, truth is?
Oh, fuck, dude, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I wrote a paper in philosophy
Ooh, okay.
years ago, many, many years ago, about truths. I had 3 of them. Love, beauty, and I forgot the other one now.
Okay.
I've been trying to remember it. Can't find the paper anywhere. Did really well on it. I don't know, man. I don't know how you... I mean, so we're sort of talking about whether objective reality, objective truths exist, or is all truth subjective? I think is kind of what we're in here.
Something like that. Let's start there. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to answer that. It's so personal. I have things that I believe are true for me. The capital T truth. I believe that. Now, see, there's the problem. I believe that.
Right.
That's contradictory, isn't it? So I know that in my experience, I experience what I experience through the lens of my thinking. That seems obviously true to me. Discovering that was like, oh, well, obviously that's true. And that changed the game for me. Yeah, I don't know. I think I needed like a little lead in on this one to think about this, like on the spot now. I think truth is something that we know when we feel it inside us. I don't think I have a better way of articulating that. Like you know it. I mean, I hate to use like, well, it's art. Well, you know it when you see it. Well, yeah, you can put 50 people in a room looking at an artwork. They're all going to see different things.
Yeah.
You know, but there's something about, I don't know. It's a good question. I'll be thinking about this one. And I have before, and I haven't come up with anything. What do you, like, back to you, like, say more about what you think exists, and maybe that'll
So
spur me on.
So the question, again, started with like, do you believe in the Four Noble Truths? And to quickly summarize, so these are the
Pillars of Buddhism.
Pillars of Buddhism that the Buddha taught to a certain group of people at a certain time. It's not, I don't think it was meant to be like, these are the 4 for everyone. When he taught to different people at different stages. So for the group he was teaching.
Yeah.
So the first noble truth is the truth of, it usually gets translated as suffering.
Right. Yeah.
But the Sanskrit word is dukkha, which translates something more to like unsatisfactoriness.
Right.
So, and we've talked about basically you want things to be different than they are. So the reason you suffer is because you want things to be different than they are.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that feels like a truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I can't think of anything that contradicts that in any way. And so, sorry, the first truth is that there is dissatisfactoriness. The second truth is that it comes from the word is tana, which is usually gets translated as craving, but it's that desire for things to be different than they are. Either your attachment, you want things, you want more of what you want less of what you don't want to lose the things that you want, blah, blah, blah. The third truth is to get rid of suffering, get rid of craving. So to get rid of that sense of unsatisfactoriness, just stop wanting things to be different than the way they are.
Right.
To me, that lines up
Yeah, hard to argue with, right?
100%.
Hard to argue with, yeah. Yeah.
And the fourth one is the way to do all that is follow the Eightfold Path, which
Right.
is, they call it right living, right action, right thought. And right doesn't mean it's not a moral thing. It's like a sort of the correct way of, right. If you're going to do work, earn your living in an honest way. Don't sell drugs or weapons or, things that are going to hurt things.
Yeah.
Tell the truth instead of lying, things like that.
Yeah.
So that one, I haven't spent as much time on that. Maybe that specific path, maybe there's some, but those first three feel true to me.
Mm-hmm.
Also what you said, that everything is thought. The more I pay attention to these things, and a lot of my sort of struggle through this process is I studied Buddhism for a number of years and I couldn't get past some of what I felt were contradictions in the story,
right.
Of what they were saying. And, I started studying this yoga that Yogananda's yoga, which made a lot more it seems a lot more internally coherent. And there's parts of it that I still don't resonate with, like the prayer and devotion. Like I don't feel that. And so are they right? And should I just keep at it and do something that I'm not sort of feeling because maybe I'll get there eventually? Or is that just a story that I don't agree with that isn't necessary? That's sort of where all this came up to, is like, should I believe someone else's story and follow it with a bit of faith that, I agree with, I think 80% of it, right? It's on the right track. A lot of it aligns. A lot of it feels true the same way I'm talking about these other things. And there's part of it where it's not that I don't believe it. It's just that I don't feel it.
Yeah. You don't personally resonate with it.
So is my job, and I know how much you're going to love that word, is it to sort of fake it till I make it? Or is it to be honest about, like, it is just a story. There are other people that don't believe this story at all. Like there are people who study, I'll go back to Zen, right? As far as I know, Zen doesn't have anything to do with God or deities or spirit. It is purely a thing you are doing in your own mind to realize a certain thing. I think those goals are the same. I mean, the whole goal of the yoga that I'm studying is self-realization, right? You are trying to realize who you are.
Well, I think you kind of nailed at least part of it when you're describing how the Buddha was teaching to certain people at a certain time. And all of these religions, all of the ways of getting to the ways of realizing beyond what you're currently realizing, I don't put it that way, come from a certain time, spoken to certain people. And I think they reflect that. And I think one of the most, I think the common thread, and I agree, like I can think about any religion or any philosophy and agree with big chunks of it and not with other parts of it. It has nothing to do with where it's coming from. But I think the one thing that most of them have consistently is some version of look within, aim within. And now as I say that, my brother has gotten into, he's been baptized recently. And so in his faith now it's give yourself over to God. Well, that seems kind of contrary to look within. I don't
know.
Just the idea of giving oneself over to, right? Maybe not. Maybe I'm making a distinction where there isn't one. But I think what might be true is that whatever you're looking for, you're not going to find it outside of yourself. Like that might, like if you want to like put a gun to my head and say what, that might be it, right? And that has nothing to do with religion or philosophy or anything that I've looked at or you've looked at or whatever. I think that realization has sunk in over the years of, I'm whole and complete, and there's nothing. I mean, I can learn things, but that thing that I believe all of us, in consciously or unconsciously, are striving for. I think that is universal among people, that we're looking
Yep.
for, whatever it is, right? That whatever it is, whatever that piece is that we long for. I think the truth is that we've already got it. We're already it.
I mean, I think that's what most teachings
I think
say,
ultimately,
is that the thing is that we are all part of the cosmic whole, part of God, whatever you want to call it.
yeah, yeah,
We all suffer because we forgot about that.
yeah,
We think we're separate. We think all this is real, and in
yeah.
in one way it is,
Of course, yeah,
but in the way that is more important, yeah, we are all part of the one thing that is. And
yeah. Do you know who Tom Chi is? He's a
the Google guy, you've asked
engineer.
me about 10 times and I always say no. Now I remember that. Now I remember that he's from Google, but
Right,
I
yeah.
don't remember what he said.
He tells a great story about how we're, I'm going to butcher this, but we're all spoons. The spoon's made of metal. Well, the metal in the spoon is the same metal that's in our cells. That came from a star that exploded,
Right.
a billion years ago. What do you think of yourself now? I think that is there one truth? I think that one truth might be that, despite how obviously it looks that we're separate from everything, we're not. And I suspect, if there is a truth that we're looking for, that might be the one that will have the biggest sort of, will provide the biggest bang for the buck.
Sure.
Right?
I think that's all the bang you need. Yeah.
Like I don't need to look outside of myself for answers. I don't need to move the puzzle pieces around in the hopes that it will result in, now I understand who I am or what I am. Yeah, that's a big question, man.
So it's interesting that
It's a big question.
these different, these different schools and religions, like Buddha had his own experience, right? He left his family, saw all his things, sat under a tree and was like, I get it. Sid Banks, a much more modern example, right? Heard one thing or a couple things and had that experience and saw the truth of everything. And you can hear people that get it, like Yogananda was the same, people that have got it, you can hear it and see it. Every word they say, the look in their face, you can just tell they've got it. That's why we're attracted to these people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I think, like you were saying, sort of in the culture, in the time, they want to share that, they want to explain it, they want to bring other people, and that turns into a set of
codification
principles, instructions. It's fun. So Yogananda came from India to the States in, I think, the 1910s or something. And a lot of his teaching talks about Jesus.
Right.
Why would an Indian guru be spending so much time talking about Jesus?
Right.
And I think it's just the exact same reason that Christmas is on December 25th. That was a pagan holiday. And the Christians came and said, hey, good news. Our thing is like your thing. It's on the same day. And Yogananda said, hey, I've got all these weird Indian deities that you've never heard of. And I have an accent. I dress in robes. But guess what? Your guy said the same thing as my guy. So you're sort of, he's sort of changing the story. I'm sure in India, my guess is, I'm not sure, my guess is they don't spend as much time talking about Jesus in India when you're speaking to Indians.
Well, you're speaking through the lens that you hope people will understand, right?
Yeah, that was my point. And so all of these teachings that we receive are contemporary from their time and culture. And so in the West, are we getting anything that's the real Buddhism? I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean,
it's
I think that's where someone like Sid would say, it's in the feeling. It's in the feeling. It's in the feeling. It's in the resonance. It's in how it lands within you.
Right. And so what do you do? I think maybe my question is, what do you do when it's not landing? Maybe I just need to hear it.
I can't answer that. What do you do? I don't know. You need someone to hit you with a stick or something, like, you know.
At least that's experiential, not philosophical.
So what do you do when it's not landing? I mean, what does that question tell you about the direction you're looking in? Like, what do you mean it's not landing? Are you attached to an outcome here? Like, is it gotta?
I think it starts with there's an agreement on the result. Like, I want what that guy has, right? Whether it's Buddha or a yogi or Jesus or whatever, I want my life to be more like that and less like this.
I think that might be the fundamental problem that we're trying, like, that people trap themselves into, right?
Okay, say more.
Well, that's kind of like saying my life isn't enough. Because the person who you look at, or anyone looks at and say, well, I want to be like that, or I want a life like that, that person is going to say, well, why don't you just have your life and be, you know.
True. So just to clarify, I don't mean I wish I had robes and a following.
I wish I had robes.
They do look comfortable.
Maybe not the following, but, you know, robes would be good.
But like
breezy.
That thing that attracts us to those people in the first place. When you look at, like I was saying, when you look at one of those people, like they are having a fantastic experience of every moment of their life. And even when things go sideways, they're loving it. I would like to have my life with that feeling.
That's interesting. I wonder how much of that is a story too. You think Sadhguru is like, I mean, he talks about joyful all the time. I call bullshit on that, man. No one is, I think the best of us, you know, whoever those people might be, struggle just the same way as the rest of us from time to time.
I agree with that. I don't think it's bliss all the time, although some people do claim that.
Yeah.
But there is certainly, I think the highs are higher.
Yeah.
And the lows are lower and don't last nearly as
frequent.
long.
Yeah, I would agree with that in my own experience.
You know, if it's a dial, like they're at 11. And so I would love to be with my family at that kind of 11.
Well, tell me, what do you think is holding you back from that? What rocks are in there that need to come out of the river to allow you to have that?
Fear.
What does that have to do with anyone else?
Oh, nothing.
Okay, good. As long as we're clear on that.
So it's how to get rid of.
Well, what's the fear? Like, I don't like.
It's that quote. I think I always think it's Maya Angelou, but I think it's Marianne Williamson. Our greatest fear isn't that we are. How's that go?
I always bastardize it. Our greatest fear is not our.
It's something like, it's not that we're weak,
it's
that
strength,
we're
right?
greater than we think we are.
Yeah.
It's something like that. It's like, oh, if all this is true, I'm living a much smaller life than I need to be.
Right.
And that's...
So back to that question about what's true. Does it feel like it's true that you're living a smaller life than you could? I know it is for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Not all the time.
It's hard to say. It's hard to admit.
It sucks.
Yeah,
to take responsibility for that. Oh,
Yeah.
You mean I'm not living my best life and it's me who's not living my best life?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Or whatever best means. Not living to the fullness of the oneness that we all are.
Yeah. Oh, that came out quick, but that's hard to say. I don't think I've ever said that out loud before.
In public too, no,
Yeah.
in a way. Yeah, like I think, I don't know, maybe there's a truth hiding in that, right? That I mean, I think about myself, like something that is true about me is that, and my pursuit of this is that I hold back still.
Yeah.
I'm still not stepping into all that I know is possible out there. Why? I don't know. Fear, right? Like, can I, part of that other quote is that we shouldn't shrink ourselves so that other people will feel comfortable, right? So these people that we look at and go, oh, I want, as you said, I want that. I don't think they give two fucks about what anyone else thinks about them.
I would agree with
They're
that,
dancing the jig in public.
Right,
they don't give a shit, right?
Yeah.
So I think, we I think this is not the question that we started with, but I think a truth is that there's a lot of fear in. It's hard to be honest with oneself. I mean, I know that's not the type of truth that we were sort of exploring initially, but I have a good friend of mine who is struggling with alcohol, and he claims to know exactly what is happening with him. I don't believe it. I don't believe that I know that he knows, but I think really admitting to oneself, like in his case, that maybe he needs some help or what, there's a layer of honesty with myself. I'll leave him out of it. There's a layer of honesty with myself that I don't think I've reached yet. There's more.
Yeah.
There's like,
I feel that. Yeah.
like I'm pretty good. I mean, I say that. That sounded arrogant, didn't it? But I'm pretty honest, and I know that there are spots still where it's like, yeah, I'm afraid to go there. We've deviated from the topic.
No, I like this is important.
But
this is like a coaching session where whatever you start with isn't where you actually needed to go. So let's keep going. So what do you? For some people, maybe that's just a switch that gets flicked by yourself, or it just happens, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to leave all that behind, and now I'm a new person. How do you, if that's not what happens, or that's not what's happening currently?
How do you flick the switch? How do
you just move in the right direction? Let's not go binary here. How do you have a little bit less fear? How do you be a little bit more honest? How do you be 10% more honest with yourself?
So my practice of this stuff, so I see it as like an art form. I don't see it as work. I hate that. I hate describing this stuff as work. I hate it. It's just prickly. It's a practice. It's art. It's allowing. It's for me. It comes just awareness and allowing and noticing where my attention is, knowing where I'm noticing where I'm limiting myself, and just in that noticing, I think in time, either in time in an instant or in time over time, the construct, things tend to open up.
What's an example of that?
I don't know, man. I don't have a prescription.
I mean, just in your own experience.
Just staying in the conversation, right? Like I can't think of a specific example right now. We talked about this in podcast in episode 20 of being a little bit more ridiculous, not taking yourself too seriously. Okay, so an example that I do have is with singing. In the past, the only way I could sing was if I was like pretty drunk, right? Because then the inhibitions are gone.
Right.
I didn't give a shit what people thought. Now I sing. I'm still not singing on a stage, but I can sing in public. I might even be able to hold a tune if the vocal range is.
I didn't know that about you.
Well,
I've never heard you sing.
The range is really. Oh, well. I feel like I should sing now, but I'm not gonna. See, and that right there is a demonstration of a limitation,
right?
Because I could have, row your boat, gent. You could have launched into something. So I think just there's something to tie back in episode 20. I think there's something about not taking ourselves too seriously, right? Like you just gotta relax and let things. Okay, so God, I'm all over the place here with this, but. In one way, shape, or form, for me, a seed was planted a long time ago, and then it was watered very, very heavily about 10, 12 years ago, 10 years ago now, 11 years ago now, watered really, really heavily. I think once that seed gets planted, there's nothing left for you to do but to allow it to grow.
Okay, I would agree with that.
So there's nothing for you to do. You just kind of nurture. You just kind of pay attention a little bit. So... And I really like, Sid's thing. It's in the feelings. You feel the way that seed grows and turns towards the sun. You want to be turning towards what feels good,
Ooh, I like
and
turning towards the sun. That's
away
nice.
from what doesn't feel good.
That's nice.
And I think there's not much more to it than that. So when I feel myself limiting possibility, what I try to do, and it's not an action, I'm not doing this, I'm allowing it to occur within me or through me. I try to turn towards possibility. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
like
That's kind of it.
I don't know that there's anything more to it, at least not so far for me.
Yeah. No. That
Right?
makes sense.
So I'm always trying to turn towards the sun, right? I'm always trying to turn to that which feels best.
Yeah.
My gooderness, this whole idea about gooderness,
Yeah.
right? Just like, or how I'm signing off my emails now, right? Semper ad meliora, always towards the better. That's it. Like I have that. I mean, you have your North Star. For me, it's the way that I hold that North Star is always an evolution towards the better.
Yeah.
Always an evolution towards the gooder. And I think that that's the saving grace of our humanity. I think that all of us, whether we know it or not, and this is a belief, I can't claim this as a truth. I believe that all of us are always being pulled towards the gooder, the better, even when it doesn't look like it. And it sure as shit doesn't look like it when you look at parts of the world right now. But I think that is consciousness. That is the all of everything at work. We're always growing towards the better. I just
towards the sun.
I just don't.
I love it.
I just don't see another. I don't see another path.
Okay. We've done it.
Did we figure it out?
I like it. I mean, it's the same. There's sort of nothing new and everything new. Like
Right,
we've talked about this a lot before. You've said never quite. I'd like to turn towards the sun. That
Right.
that hits. But
Cool.
we've talked a lot about following your feeling and
Yeah.
trusting yourself and that feeling inside. I need to. I don't need to. I don't know if I have to, if I want to go back to the original question, think about sort of those different frameworks and how all this fits, or if I can just throw all of that out. Because like we said a couple episodes ago, it seems like the more I learn, the simpler things get and the shorter the story gets. Like, those at least the three noble truths, pretty simple, right? Sid Banks is, it's all just thought, pretty simple.
Yeah. And there's nothing, just to interject, there's nothing wrong with the frameworks.
No.
But we don't, the frameworks might be useful, but the frameworks aren't the thing.
Right. Yeah. The map isn't the territory.
Yeah. Right. So, framework. Okay. You're not jiving with one aspect of a framework. Who gives a shit? So what?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't make that a problem.
Right. I think I think I'm making it a problem.
Right.
I think I'm debating with myself and then feeling guilty because I'm not doing what I should be doing.
Or what you think you should be doing.
Right,
and you're attributing meaning to what it means that, well, okay, I don't really resonate with this. Well, what does that mean? Am I broken? Is that broken? Like,
right. Yeah.
I'm being extreme here, but
that's basically what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, well, is the problem with me? Is the problem with that? Well, maybe there's no problem. Maybe you just don't resonate with this thing.
Yeah.
Period. Maybe a week from now you will resonate with it. Maybe you will throw the whole framework away. I mean, I find, and you've spoken to this as well, like, it just keeps getting simpler and simpler and simpler. The whatever the way forward is, it's not through complication.
It doesn't seem like it now.
Well, it's never worked for me.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
if Julie and I are squawking at each other, what moves us through squawking at each other faster is not more complication and analysis. That has never worked. And yet I will beat my head against the wall sometimes still. And that's when you kind of, what are you doing, Mikey? Why are you doing this? Because I'm an idiot. I don't know why I'm doing it.
Because I never learned yet.
That's right. Because I'm stubborn. Because this time, the framework or whatever it is will work.
Yeah. Or this time I'm right.
Yeah. Or this time. Yeah, exactly. More to the point. Or this time I'm right. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's leave it there.
Cool.
Turn towards the sun.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good one, eh?
Yeah, this was helpful. All right.
Nice.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
See you on the next one.
Yeah, have a great day.